Evening Boro fans, welcome to Boro Fan TV in the third half with me, James Hutchinson. Sorry about the late start this evening, bit of a technical delay in getting people into the ground and stuff like that. On tonight's show, I'm joined by Michelle Coleman and Lou Arden, who are joining us from Redcar Town Ladies. We always like to celebrate success for local teams and clubs, and the ladies here yesterday won the North Riding County Cup, beating York City 3-2 in the final, so well done girls, welcome to the show. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about ladies football, how to get involved, media coverage and people's perception of the sport tonight. If you've got any views, opinions, please get in touch with us. This is your show. We want you to come back with any information that you want or any views that you've got. Also about the Boro, Easter's been and gone. We've taken 4 points from the 3 games and we're still clinging on to that last playoff place. Is that a good enough return over those 3 games, or do you think we're going to fall short? What are you expecting from this massive week we've got ahead of us? Again, get in touch with us, let us know what you think. Also, just another thing, last week the club announced that they're ending the deal with Adidas as their kit manufacturers after 9 seasons. I'd love you to get in touch again, let us know about favourite kits, whatever year, home or away, and what you think about the deal with Hummel. So, like I say, get in touch with us on Facebook and YouTube and we'll discuss the points that you raise. So, Michelle and Lou, welcome to the show. Both part of a successful club at Redcar Town. Can you tell us how you got involved in football?
From the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning, yeah.
For me, I used to play out with the lads, because like when I was young, girls didn't really play football.
Right.
So, yeah, I was just kicking about the lads and then signed and played for Middlesbrough Ladies Reserves and
right.
Maz. And then I stupidly just stopped playing.
Right.
And for many, many years.
Yeah.
Then I joined Redcar Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few seasons, which is where I met Lou.
Right.
And then we were struggling for players again. It was lack of girls playing, ladies playing football.
Yeah.
So we then went to Redcar Town, which is where we're at now.
Right, brilliant, excellent, fantastic. I must admit, when I was at school, and it's a lot of years ago, and I remember even like PE, it was very much like the girls didn't play football, and it was very much like boys would play one sport, girls would play another. Did sort of things like that hold you back when you were younger?
I think so, yeah. Well, we had a girls' team at school.
Right.
We used to play, I think, on a Saturday morning. But there wasn't many teams, and there wasn't many teams to join in the area.
Yeah.
And if you weren't at a certain standard and you weren't good enough to play for the teams that there were, then the level now for women's football that anyone can be involved. But it was difficult, because even in PE we had 2 blocks, and the girls that played football were all in the other block to me. So I think I was the only girl in that block that actually played football. Right. We never played it in PE. And
obviously when you were younger, what about heroes that you looked at in terms of football? Was there any, Lou, that you looked up to, any footballs you thought, I'd like to...
I liked Hasselbank.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, yeah, great striker, quality striker. How about yourself, Michelle?
Well, she's a lot younger than me, so yeah, he was a quality player. We had him for Duca and Yakubu, wasn't it?
Yeah, Yakubu, yeah.
For me, John Henry, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, brilliant
I mean, Janino's obviously everyone's best player out.
But yeah, John Henry was a good servant of the club, wasn't he? Yeah, fantastic. So obviously, yeah, we've talked about like players there from the past, and in terms of like access to the game. So then, when you've left school, was there much in the way of like local clubs that were then setting up ladies teams or girls teams then?
I don't. Well, no, if there was, I mean, you don't have social media either then, like you do now. But it wasn't out there. You didn't know out there. You didn't know of it.
Yeah.
As I said, when I was at school, we used to go and train down at Ayresome Park.
Right. Oh, fantastic.
And then, like I said, I played in the reserves, Middlesbrough Ladies Reserves, but at that point where you should be I should have been pushing on, that was when I was obviously quite young, pushing on for the first team. I don't know why I did it, I just stopped playing. And I look back and I regret that, but you can't.
It's the choices you make.
I mean, I had that many injuries, I probably would have ended my career sooner. So.
And like on a bigger scale, in the last few years, the national team's had a lot of success in the ladies team. I mean, they've got to, I think, like semi-finals of World Cups, European Championships, and like Premier League football's now shown on BT Sport. There's domestic games that are on BBC, FA Cup games. Do you sense an increase in the popularity of the sport?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, you see the crowd. It was at St Mary's, wasn't it, the other night when England played Wales?
That's right, yeah.
I think it was 25,000.
Amazing.
Which is more than what Sunderland get, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's our one weekly dig at Sunderland. We have to get one in every week. We're saving up for the relegation
party. One of the girls
party.
actually is a Sunderland fan.
Oh, right. Hard times there then, yeah. But do you notice a trickle down from there to, say, your level in terms of people that are coming to watch you and local interest in your team?
Yeah, I think when we played in the semi-final, that was at home.
Yeah.
Was it about over 200 people that said had come down to watch, which for a women's game at this level.
And I mean, you talk like local leagues, Northern League, Men's League, they often get crowds of a similar sort of level. So I mean, that's fantastic to get that many people coming out for a game. Yeah.
I'm not sure how many were there yesterday because it was at Stokesay headquarters. So we didn't get I don't know if they counted, but there was a good following, wasn't there?
Yeah.
It was good that people even from my work came down and
brilliant.
Everyone got involved. The amount of text messages and things I got yesterday morning and after the game was incredible. It was like absolutely brilliant.
And obviously, like you say, you played York City yesterday, but I know you've played other teams in the run to the final. Do you want to tell us about some of the teams that you've played against?
Yeah,
Michelle?
The first round I think it was Catterick, wasn't it? And they were struggling to get to play the fixture. In the end, they had to we just got to bye to the next round.
Right.
In which we then got Gisborough, which are in the league above us. We beat them 8-1. And then we played Boro Rangers in the semi-final. Yeah. They're second in the league above us. We beat them 2-0. And then obviously to the final. York,
and they're 2 leagues above you. You played yesterday.
Yeah.
So like almost like giant killers that you've been beating teams that are leagues above you all the way through to the final. I mean, that's fantastic that. And in terms of, did it feel different yesterday? I don't know, have you played in cup finals before? What did it feel like yesterday, the build-up and everything?
For Redcar Athletic, who we played for, we've played this team twice and they beat us 1-0 both times.
Right.
And York City are on that 7 times. There's only 3 teams that have won this cup, I believe, and it's been going for 13 years. So I think we're the first team from Teesside to win it as well.
Oh, amazing. That's brilliant. That, I mean, a big hurdle to overcome to get to that then yesterday, to actually win it.
It was hard, and to be fair, we probably played our worst game we've played for most of the season. Right. But we still won 3-2.
That's it. At the end of the day, in a cup final, it doesn't matter how you play, as long as you bring this home with you, it's fantastic. Excellent. Going back to what you were saying, obviously, about how you got involved in the sport, we'll probably have some young girls and ladies watching the show tonight, and they might want to think, how do I get involved in football? What advice would you give them if they wanted to, say, get involved and play football?
I think just get down to a club. I mean, we've got a brilliant setup down at Redcar Town. We've got girls from, I do the under-10s and under-8s, so if anyone's interested in obviously coming down, they can get in touch with the show and you can get in touch with us.
Brilliant.
But there's girls and boys teams all the way through at Redcar Town, all the way through to the ladies and the men's, even the over 40s.
Yeah. Oh, great. It's up for me. Yeah, there then. But just saying, I know Redcar Town are pretty much like got a really good reputation within the local area for all the clubs. It's like a growing club, and they've like got, like you say, the different age groups. I mean, there's games will be going on all weekend there. So again, it's something for the local community to get involved with,
definitely.
Isn't it?
It's like what we were just saying earlier about Middlesbrough as a town, not just a football club, and how you're proud. It's a similar, obviously smaller scale down at Redcar, where people are like who don't even watch football would have come down yesterday just because to support us. And like I say, all the messages we got off people was just overwhelming, really, wasn't it? It was absolutely brilliant.
And at the end of the day, Redcar is a decent sized town, so you've got a bit of a catchment area there, and there'll be plenty of people, like you say, taking an interest in what you're doing. And obviously now you've won something as well, it sort of like breeds more success and people want to get involved, and hopefully, like you say, it'll boost your teams across the age groups and at the different levels, won't it?
Yeah, 100%. I was talking to Ian, who does all the admin for us. He's had to get up early this morning to write the statements for the press. Right. So he had to get up early before going to work, and he's washing the kit. Bless him, he's brilliant.
And that's it. And again, you've just hit on a point there, I think, Michelle. There's a lot of unsung people that get involved in these clubs. Without their work and their hard efforts and all the time they put in, you wouldn't have the club and be able to enjoy days like yesterday as well, isn't it?
No, definitely not.
There'll be so many people at your club, won't there?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, Ian there, he does all the admin, and he's the amount of work and effort he puts in for us is amazing, and we got a new manager kind of partway through the season, and the work he's done for us this season is incredible. Brilliant. And I think the biggest thing that we've just got the best morale in a team that I've ever played for. Yeah. And I've played in some good teams and good friends, but the spirit of this team is, I've never seen anything like it. It's
and that can take you a long way, can't it?
And that shows obviously with the results as well. So.
And obviously, with that good team spirit and good camaraderie that you have, after you've won a cup final, you're going to go out and celebrate, aren't you? A few sore heads this morning, was there?
Yeah, more ways than one. Concussion and hangover, yeah.
Oh, hey, that's a good mix, that then. So that from the game yesterday, concussion, Do you, mate?
I won't show you the 2 lumps I've got on
Right.
the side of my head.
And you've still got league games left as well this season, yeah?
Yeah, we're pushing for promotion now, so
Right.
we have to really, we did the celebrations yesterday and now we have to kind of get prepared for Sunday.
Right.
So the games are going to come quite fast because obviously with the cup run
Yeah.
and the weather a few weeks ago, we've now got a lot of games that we've kind of got to fit in
Right.
before a certain time. So I think we're playing Teesside Juni through the week, aren't we?
Right.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, the aim, obviously, if you're going for a promotion, what league will you then go up to for next season? Would that be?
Oh, what's it called?
So you
I can never remember the name. It's we're the Northern League, isn't it?
Yeah, Northern League.
right?
Yeah.
North
Okay.
Riding Northern League.
So you're looking to go up the level
Yeah,
above,
which
yeah.
is where Redcar Town were last season. But
Right.
as I say, we struggled for players last season.
Yeah, yeah,
And Stokesley were also in this league that we're in,
yeah.
and they were struggling, but we had a good relationship with them, so we ended up merging and becoming Redcar Town. So we've got a couple of Stokesley girls that came over, and
Yeah.
obviously now we're Redcar Town. So we dropped into the Stokesley's position
Right,
to
okay.
rebuild the team.
Yeah,
But obviously everyone's merged really well, as I say. It was just, we have such a good team spirit, and that's obviously helping with the results as well.
yeah, exactly. And I think that shows from the fact that the teams you've beaten on the way to the cup final this year, and who you beat in the final. So obviously, if you do happen to go up, I don't think
Yeah.
the league above will have much fears for you, really, will it?
Well, I think when we played Gisborough, and it's no disrespect to Gisborough, but I think they're struggling for players and they're struggling
Right.
in that league. So I think that the test was Boro Rangers,
Yeah, yeah.
and because they're second in that league.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, it was probably about 50-50 really over the course of the
Yeah.
full game. But we did not deserve to win.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the big test for us.
Yeah.
That was where we could measure where we were, and
Yeah.
obviously we won 2-0, so
Oh, brilliant. So,
we took our chances.
yeah. So in terms of your footballing careers, best day yesterday as a footballer?
100%.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It
Excellent.
was
Well, I hope
actually
there's-
on par with the promotion, Boro
Right.
promotion.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, hopefully there's lots more days in. There's another promotion for you this season
Yeah.
and for the Boro, and we'll get on to them now. I know you're both Boro fans. Now, the last 3 games, you just said there, they've just picked up the 4 points from the games with Wolves, Burton and Nottingham Forest. What do you make of that return? Do you think it's going to be enough? We expecting more points from those games?
I just do not know how we ended up in the playoffs after that weekend.
Yeah.
It's just something telling us that we need to be in the playoffs, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're doing our best to try and get out. But I think everyone will say, won't they? You can kind of write the Wolves one off. And yeah, we should, Downham missed a great chance at the end against 9 men. But
Yeah.
before the game, we knew it was going to be a tough game. They're not at the top for no reason.
Yeah.
I think the Burton game's the game, isn't it? And I think a few people said, that they're seeing a banana skin there.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't have been.
And it was just the performance itself was quite worrying. I think when you watched the game and it was just like, it almost had the feel of like a pre-season match.
Yeah.
And it just didn't have an intensity about the whole game. And for whatever reason, whether it was they put so much into the Wolves game on the Friday, I don't know. But they just seemed as though there was some spark missing there last Monday.
And we were lucky, weren't we, to even
Yeah,
play with a draw.
totally, yeah.
But that draw, to be fair, that could be what gets us into the playoffs, and then it is a bit of a lottery,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and that's it. And I think you've hit on a good point there about the top 6, and we're still in there now. There's not many teams, apart from maybe Millwall at the minute, who you're thinking, yeah, they're putting a run together. I think Preston have lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Sheffield United have had a bit of a wobble. Bristol City seem to have just completely gone off the rails, really, since they got knocked out the League Cup. So it's not just the Boro, and we're still there. We're in the top 6.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll hang on there to that last place?
I want to say yes, just because it seems, like I say, that we're meant to be in there. But like we were saying earlier, I think the test's going to be Millwall. I mean, obviously Bristol is a big game, isn't it? But because, like you say, they're dropping off a bit, I'd like, if we can get 3 points there, that's a massive thing. But then the Millwall game's going to be even bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. Last home game, yeah.
And then obviously last game of the season, Ipswich, they're kind of nothing to play for. But they're sometimes the games
that's it,
they are relaxed because there's no pressure on them.
Well, yeah. I dare say you might have played in games like that where you've played against teams and they've had a lot to play for, and you just think, well, we can just enjoy our game here. And
yeah, well, we're hoping that will happen to us before the last game.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to pressure on the last match,
But I don't know any other way to play than just kind of all guns blazing. But I think naturally it's all psychological, isn't it?
Of course,
I think we played a team where they were bottom of the league or second bottom, and I think they came and we did kind of in that first half. I think we thought, the bottom we can relax a bit. We went in 2-1 up.
Yeah.
But we went 1-0 down.
Right.
And all that psychological, we thought you can't. There's no game that you can walk on the pitch and just
think you're going to win. Yeah.
So we got good talking to at half-time by the manager and came out. I think we won the game 12-1, didn't we? Something like that, yeah.
So it was just something you needed, yeah. Then Saturday, obviously, Aitor Karanka came back to the Boro with Forest. And I thought the fans were class in the reception they gave him. I know one or two people have differing opinions. Rob's certainly got an opinion about Aitor, big fan of his. How do you remember his time at the club?
Bit up and down, wasn't it, really?
Yeah,
but I think we've got to remember where we were when he took over.
Yeah, definitely.
And yes, I know people have said he spat his dummy out and he upset players, but does anyone other than him and the players know exactly what happened?
Yeah.
Nothing's come out official, has it?
No.
Was it the players? Was it him?
Yeah.
No. But regardless, he got us into the Premier League, and we had we didn't get the recruitment, did we?
No.
And I kind of, if we'd have got some of his players that he wanted, I think we could have done. I think he would have been. I think he would be a good manager in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Not good football on the eye, but we're not Manchester City.
No.
You know, there's not many teams that can play attractive. There's probably only Manchester City. I watch a lot. My partner's a Manchester United fan, and I watch a lot of them. And sometimes I watch them and I think.
And this season especially, you think Man United have got a reputation of playing great football, but this year Mourinho is very much sort of Karanka, follows his model completely, and they haven't always been easy to watch, like you say, but then they get a result like that on Saturday.
The second down there.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
And they're complaining, like, I think we just all, of course we all want to watch good football, but what would you rather have, like the result or good football?
Right.
You can't always have both. It's great when you can, when we've played well and get a win, but...
Totally. I mean, obviously Saturday, it was important to get the result, especially after 2 games before. And you've just, again there, just more or less taking, must have been reading my script, said it's sometimes more important getting the result rather than the performance. And I think you're right about Karanka again. 4 years or so at the club. And when he first came here, I thought there was no way we were going to be getting promotion within a year or two from where we were and where he took us. And I think more so the year we got to the playoff final, I think we played some great football that season.
We did. That was that goal, wasn't there? I can't remember who scored it, but it was. I
think Bamford scored a goal. It was against Millwall, and the passing around and
Tomlin, I think, was.
And again, players like Lee Tomlin, who he's now got with him at Forest, they played some great stuff that season. And I think maybe the experience of just missing out that year maybe meant there was a bit of a harder edge to the team the year after. So the football wasn't as exciting to watch, but they delivered the results, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And again, another good thing about Saturday was getting the win. And Traore had probably his quietest game for a while, so that was good, wasn't it, that they've still got the win?
It was, and I think because of Traore, they're having to put 2 or 3 players on him to stop him.
Yeah.
But obviously that's opening space up a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, if we had a better attacking midfielder, we probably could have gone and got 4 or 5 goals there, because they're concentrating on Traore. And I know he had a quiet game, but he's then able to bring other people into play, isn't he? By just keeping them.
That's it. And I think that's a concern of a lot of Boro fans at the minute. People think there's just the one plan, and it's get the ball to Traore, and there's nothing else there, and there's nobody else able to step up the plate. Yes, you've got Bamford, but again, he needs support as well. Yeah,
I mean, I thought actually Bamford did well on Saturday because he actually won quite a lot. Yeah. Because he's not the biggest player. No. He doesn't win a lot up there against the big centre-backs normally, does he? But he won a lot actually on Saturday, and it is hard. I think it's no secret. I mean, playing a striker on your own is just...
What do you think of that? Do you think you should play 2 up front? Would you go with 2 up front if you were in charge?
I think it depends on obviously who you're playing. At the end of the day, we won 2-0, didn't we?
Yeah.
I just think we need more attacking from midfield. If you're going to play one up front, you need a
someone that's going to support
it. Yeah. And I know, to be fair, Besic, I think he's a cracking signing. Yeah. And that tackle he made, it was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I just think we're missing, like I was saying earlier, that another left midfielder, because we've I know we've got Harrison, but he obviously doesn't.
No, he's just had little spells in games. I know he made a big difference when he came on last Monday at Burton, but it's almost as though Pulis doesn't quite trust him to put him in from the start yet, does he? It
would have been nice to get a few more goals so he could start bringing the likes of Harrison on. But yeah, I think if you're going away to the likes of Wolves or anyone in probably the top half, you probably do need to play with one up front. But I think in the home games maybe we need to
just take the handbrake off and say go for it a little bit more.
I think like we were saying, you can't have the best of both really. And we won 2-0 and I'd have took 1-0.
Of course you would, just get the 3 points, isn't it, this time of the season?
Definitely.
No, good point, Michelle. I mean, Pulis also mentioned after the game about Traore maybe running out of steam, tiredness creeping in. I mean, it's his first real proper season playing for the Boro, or playing any football at that level. So obviously, you've got to think, right, is he running out of energy because he's been playing 17, 18 games in a row and it's too much for him?
He does do a lot in games, doesn't he? But to be fair, in I think the Burton game and probably all 3 games actually, they weren't getting the ball to him. But I don't know whether that's been the plan, whether they're like Pulis has said, they're going to have 2 or 3 on you. They're going to be concentrating on that. Let's do something different. I don't know, but there's times when, because he can get the ball to feet even when someone's marking him tight, because he can take the ball.
He just gets the ball at a standing start and then goes. It doesn't matter where he picks it up. He'll just take the ball. What he's quite happy to pick it up in his own half anyway.
He just doesn't seem. They didn't seem to want to be. But he switches off a lot, doesn't he? You
can see from a defensive point of view as well. Sometimes when there's attacks coming down the other team's left-hand side, you can just see he has switched up a little bit, and he's thought, oh, hang on a minute, I need to be back here covering, and it sometimes leaves you right back a little bit exposed, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But hopefully next game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
He'll.
Well, that's it. Big game tomorrow. It is a big game tomorrow. Boro fans, Sheffield United away. They're obviously competing with us for a playoff spot. I think it's a must-win game for them, though. They lost at Barnsley at the weekend. They're 4 points behind us. Games are running out. 5 games to go. Do you think the fact that they really do have to win, do you think that'll play into our hands a little bit, or do you think it doesn't really make much difference?
I can't call tomorrow, you know. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I'd take a draw.
I'd be delighted with a draw. I'll be honest.
I mean, 3
delighted.
points would be an absolute bonus, but I think the fact that they need the points more than we do, and it is a really tough place.
It is,
The fans will get behind them.
Yeah.
They're physical, and we haven't really matched that much this season.
There's been a lot of games, I think, especially on the road this season, like Millwall, Bristol City, where we've struggled with teams that have been very quick, fast out the blocks, physical, and that is a little bit of a concern tomorrow, especially if we say where to go a goal behind. How would we respond to that? But it's a big game for us as well. Like you say, if we get 3 points tomorrow, you're more or less eliminating one team there from the equation for getting into the playoffs. So it's a lot to play for, isn't there?
I think an early goal for us would be obviously the best thing that could happen. Yeah. Because then just cut their atmosphere a little bit. Yeah. But I just think I think it'll be a close game. But I'm going to go with a draw. Right,
I'd settle for that right now. I'll be more than happy with that. I mean, a lot's been said this season about our record against the teams in the top half of the table. I think we looked it up. 18 games, we've only won 2 of them out of 18 matches, which when you see stats like that, you think it's incredible that we're in a playoff place.
I know.
And it's obviously something we're going to have to improve on, because 4 of our last 5 games against teams in the top half. So it's a big ask, isn't it? We're going to have to win at least a couple of these games, aren't we?
I think we need to just change that stat, don't we? Yeah. Coming in the next few months, really.
Well, you've got to, because you're going to have to do it in the playoffs as well, aren't you?
Yeah, if we can just get that balance, because under Karanka we couldn't beat the bottom teams.
That's right.
We could beat the teams around us.
Yeah.
If we could just get somewhere
we'd
in the
be
middle,
all right.
we'd be finishing top, wouldn't we?
Yeah. And then after Sheffield United, Bristol City at the weekend. Like I said earlier, they've gone off the boil a bit since the new year. They had that great run in the League Cup. They beat Man United. Took Man City to 2 games, played really well in both of those games. But since then, it just seems as though things have just like flatlined completely for them. Another tough game. How do you think that'll go on Saturday?
Again, at home, you need to be 3 points is a must, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the only exception there would be the Wolves game, but obviously we came away with no points there. Yeah. But I think we've got to use that to our advantage. That their confidence is probably down a bit. Yeah. So it has to be 3 points. Right.
So 4 points from the 2 games, that would be a good return, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And 6 points would obviously just be
6 points would be amazing, but with a Boro, we don't do things the easy way, do we? So.
And I think at this point now, we just 6th. Yeah. It doesn't matter where, because I think we'd be lucky to. I mean, we've got Derby away, haven't we?
Yeah, the week after.
If we beat them, we could finish 5th, but it's a lottery in there anyway.
And I don't think so. I don't think it really does matter a great deal whether you finish 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. Once you're there, you're there.
Play a team, aren't you? That's obviously won their leg. So
brilliant, great stuff. So there we have it, Boro fans. Got those 2 games coming up this week. Sheffield United, Bristol City. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, being with a chance of winning 2 season tickets. There's loads of other prizes to go with that as well, including vouchers for Manjaro's, MFC store, coaching sessions at Premier League Player, all sorts of things, loads of goodies in there. So get yourself involved in that. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ladies, thanks very much for coming on the show tonight, and well done on winning your trophy. And hope that's the first bit of success you have this season, and there'll be more to follow.
Yeah,
well
I've got
done.
to say thanks to Karen as well from Boro Fan TV. She came down and supported us yesterday. She was in the change rooms at half time, but she got really involved, and
I wouldn't have expected anything less.
To all of the games now, because she's obviously lucky charms. So.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. But thanks again for coming on the show. Thanks for being great guests. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks again for watching, Boro fans. Until next Monday, Red and White, you and me, Monday at 6, Boro Fan TV.